I'm Linda Steed, and this is the Hudson website that we want to redo. We had 3 programmers work on this site individually over different times, and the last 2 were just so frustrated by not being able to get anything accomplished because they had a lot of things keep happening with the CSS and in the background that just made this site very, very difficult to work on. So we would like to scrap what we have and rebuild from scratch. And I just want to go through with how we started this site. But originally the site was started with a Word document, which let me just get the right one. So this went through the whole site and broke out, what the navigation was, what our colors were, what our plugins that we've purchased for this site, and the copy and everything else. We then had all the RBG images. Let me just go to Bridge. And these are the images. These are all approximately 4" by 4" 72 dpi that you can just upload this whole file to the media archives. And then I had a Photoshop document that had, just turn off some of these buttons for you. So it had the header that goes on each page, and then the home page, and then I had done each of the sections, so the sectioning, the mounting, the grinding, the polishing, the analysis. So I have a lot of all this already laid out for you. Let me just put this back on. And then let's just go to the site as it is now. So I have it up in Chrome. So we have these 5 sections, and there's a slide to go with each section that are all in that Photoshop document. We have these widgets, and this is our footer at the bottom in the gray area. And the one thing you should probably notice is that on the current site, the black stops here. In my Photoshop document, on the header, I have the black coming all the way down to the bottom of this page, because when you go on other pages, this kind of on low resolution screen starts to disappear a little bit. So just pulling that black down to here helped that a lot. So this gives you a good idea. You've got this site to go from how we want it built up. But this is how this site works. So we have each of these sections, and this just happens to be mounting. And then all the subsections, which are listed here, are also shown on our mounting page. These are the only pictures we have. But then when you go to each of these sections, whether you click on that image or you click on the navigation, you come and you get these charts with an add to cart. And let me just go back. All these charts were given in a Excel document like this that we used a CSV importer to import the charts. 2 big important things about these charts is one, on many of these charts there is one column that is price each, sold in 10 per pack, and this is the way they're actually sold, price 10 per pack. So the client has just done some of the math and he wants to show it this way on the website. I've put this at the end. This is the online catalog name, and I'll show you how that comes up. And also there's a product number and a SKU. So, these are the 2 important things of how we're sorting the products and naming the products. So on our site, let me get back to Chrome. If I add this to a cart here, gives it a second. This is that name of the product that was at the end of the chart, and then all these products are linked together. Well, this is the shopping cart as it looks now. All these products are linked together, and let me just go into the background here, into table press, and go into a table. So if I edit this table, I'll just show you. On the buttons at the end, we used that the product SKU or product name. Product part number or the product SKU. That is what we use to build the tables and to link all those buttons together. So you have access to all this site to rebuild it, and you can pretty much go from the site um, and see everything that you need to put into it. A couple of extra things. One, in the header, I would like to move this login button up out of here and put it over this side, and I've already done that in your Photoshop file. And we're going to need a register a signing. So when you hit this button, you're going to get the login panel, or you're going to get to register for this site. And then we want to add like the name and the company name, the phone number, and the email address and have those all required fields. Then my client wants to approve everybody that logs in. So no automatic feedback on this. This will be where the client will go in and every day check off who's registered for their site and approve the people, and then send emails out that this is your login number and what have you. So that's one important thing here. The other thing is on these charts is, let me just go, let's go back to the actual site. On the charts is that they don't want to show the pricing. So presently, the programmer that was working on this made double copies of all the charts and made one public and one private. I would prefer not to do it that way, because that's going to give us nightmares when we go to edit these charts or make changes in the future. The pricing affects these last two and the purchase, so these last three columns, or in some charts it will just be the last two columns. And this is what needs to be made private. And I don't mind if these are just blank and everything remains the same spacing when you don't see the products here. But there's going to need to be a public and private, and that's what customers are logging in to get, is to see this pricing and then be able to set up their carts, and so that we can follow their orders, etc. On these charts, one thing that isn't right about them right now is that the previous programmer took out the padding that was top and bottom of this type, so everything is kind of crunched into the headers, and this affects every single chart globally. And on these charts, the CSS for this is all over the place. So let me just go back to this edit tables. Let me go into the plugin options here. So we have this CSS, and there's been so many changes made to each chart that it's really a mess. And this is not the only place. Some of this CSS is in other places for these charts on the web, on this website. So I would like you to be very careful that you keep all the CSS for the charts in one place, and then just let me know how you have set all that up. And then I think if we, well, I'll make a separate video on the charts and that once we've got this project estimated and have given it to somebody. The other things to be aware of is under lab supply, or under analysis, we have this chemical section. This is supposed to be in a chart form just like all the other pages, but the client needs, or the customer needs, to be able to check off these products and put in a quantity that they want of each of these products, and then have it emailed back or have it entered into the website or to the client, so the client can do a request a quote. So I had actually thought this would have a request a quote button, but maybe it is best for us to have the normal chart, so it would have the part number, the description, the quantity, the amount, sorry, of the product, and then it would have a box that would say quantity, and we would have from 0 to 10, and they could check off the products that they wanted an estimate on, and then they could request a quote. And this would, we have two methods. Either we can email this back to the client, or it can be a separate option in the dashboard. Maybe under WooCommerce there'll be a request a quote button instead of an order button, as well as an order button here. That might be a good way of ordering it. then my client can go through and look at all their requested quotes each day and check them off when they have been ordered. But give me the best scenario of how you see that happening for this one section. The only other thing on this site that was a real pain was this search button. On very low-res monitors, it's been very difficult to find it, and the last programmer just made it blue, which is a horrible color, but you still have a hard time finding this field, and if you click anywhere else, it tends to go away. So, and then when it searches, say if we take a product number, like I'm just going to copy this one and put it in there, it doesn't always give you what you want. No results found. We get that a lot. Or sometimes it will give you the page. It would be really nice if you could search for a product. I'm just going to choose another one. Let me get the part number there. See if this one works. So this one wasn't found. But it'd be really nice if this went back to that page, and when you went to that chart, this went and was highlighted, what you were searching for. That would be great if we could get the search as far as that. But let me know if you have a better search button. That would be awesome. Just going back to the charts for the second, on the pages where we have lots and lots of charts, we have this little bit of coding that worked out very well. So you could go to a chart at the bottom of the page, and then you could use these asterisks to get back to the top to choose the next chart. So it just helped people sort through what they were ordering and find their products easier. And if I go back to those charts in Table Press, so all tables, bear with me, it's just so we'll edit this. I guess it doesn't work that way. Sorry, no, it's going to be on the pages where we put the charts. Excuse me, I showed you wrong there. So if I just go to, I'm just going to go to this abrasive discs page. So this is the second page. Oh no, it's not showing there. Oh, I do apologize. Let's just go back to all pages. Abrasive discs. Okay, so this little bit of code here, that gave us all this product category selection, and this led us to each chart, and these were the headlines to the charts, so that's what comes up here at the top, so that you can see what they are. I think that's everything I need to show you as far as quoting this job. It does have about a little over 1,000 products and about 126 charts that are all in Excel files. So I'm looking forward to your quotes, and you can email me or call or Skype, and I can answer any questions you have. Thank you very much for your time.